Dzień dobry. Dziękuję, że tu. Jestem István. That's all I speak Polish, beside okoza, oko, zab, za, zab. The topic I brought today is dealing with new resharing and distribution models of computer games. And the reason I chose this topic is because I believe that to reform copyright is about not only to look forward solutions on the legislative levels, but we have to find some other answers in the machine, because there are other answers in the machine. The working title of my project, Project $10, referred to a program of electronic arts, and it was about the EA wanted to reduce the second-hand market of used softwares, and that's why they figured out that for those who are paying for the original games, they are going to provide extra contents, and those who are not willing to buy the original versions have to pay $10 extra for the contents. If we are talking about computer programs, we have to give an answer what are they under copyright. In the United States, most of software developers think that these are not softwares, they are more fine works. And if you are looking at the picture, I stole it from The Witcher, which is one of my favorite computer game. And if you look on Witcher, we see that it has a storyline, it has own creatures, characters, and the whole world which is created, and it is original and individual. But in the European Union and in Hungary, we know that the computer programs are protected as softwares. And I have to cheat a little, because under the Hungarian Copyright Act, softwares are those who are fixed and as a source code or as an object code, as an application or as an operation system. And the European level, the software directive says that it's also protected as a literary works, and it's derived from the Berne Convention. If something is protected under the copyright law, we can infringe it. I did it several times before, when I was 18 and less. I downloaded many things from torrent sites because I didn't know that it's illegal. And in the United States, there's a debate if you are buying a software, is it your own property? And under the United States copyright law, we could say that it's not, because it's only a license. So you don't have the right to resell it. What can we do to protect copyright with new models? We could change the traditional value and distribution chain. The first actor who are on my slide, the console manufacturers, we do not have to do anything with them because they are creating the platforms on where we are playing with the softwares. The developers is the first actor who is creating the content. Sometimes developers and publishers are the same, but for example, the Creative Assembly, which is creating the Total War series, the Total War series is published by Sega. And when we have the computer game and it's published, we have to distribute it to the end users. How can we do that? According to the traditional value chain, we have a retailer, which is a store actually. They are going to buy our products and resell it and distribute it to the consumers. When Gabe Newell and the Valve figured out that for a digital content, the most natural way to distribute it is using the internet, because the internet is the way which is used by the pirates. So why don't we look for answer inside the machine? And that's why they created the so-called Steam, which is a digital distribution system for computer games. And when it was successful, as you can see on the slide, it is successful. It was followed by the Electronic Arts Origin and the Ubisoft Club, which belongs to the Ubisoft. If we are talking about something, we have to consider whether it's good or not. We have pro and con arguments beside and against the digital distribution. What I would like to highlight now is that there's a high fear of data stealing. In the history of Valve's Steam, it happened that hackers stole many users' datas, and these datas referred not only to personal datas, but also to bank accounts, which is a huge problem. We have to ask when we are using a new tool in order to protect copyright, how does it protect? As I mentioned, Valve figured out that if you are using the internet against the file sharers, which is used by the file sharer as well, we can provide something more than the torrent sites provide. What are those? For example, if someone paying for content on Valve Steam, they have the right for permanent refreshment, patches, and updates, which is not available on torrent site. Of course, they are, because they are hacking and cracking it, but basically, if you are creating a social gaming zone, more and more user-generated contents are available, which pops up another copyright issue, but I wouldn't like to waste time on it. What are the future of this whole system? When I made this research, I asked the biggest retailer in Hungary, and they said that according to their predictions, after 2020, most of the digital contents, the computer games, will be distributed via internet, and only the collector's editions and special stuffs will be wrote on a compact disc and sell on the traditional way. And in the future, we could stream episodes of video games, and which is, I think, one of the biggest reason why I could support this new system, that it's cheaper than to buy a product on a physical hard disk in a store. I'm coming from Hungary, and in Hungary, the Grand Theft Auto 5 costs, I guess, 60 euros. The average income in Hungary around a little more than 400 euros, as far as I know. So you can see that it is really expensive. But if I can buy episodes by episodes on Valve Steam, the Grand Theft Auto the Grand Theft Auto 10 maybe in 2020, I would do that, because I think this is the way where the world developing. Thank you very much for your attention.